Talk about Big East basketball down and dirty.
A lot for Pat. Wow, that's what he does.
Josh is just on fire. Every guy can knock you out on this team.
Well, it's senior day for Villanova. 3 seniors. There's one of them. He could win the National Player of the Year. Josh Hart. That's the last time they played Creighton, 18-10-3, and that's what we got coming up in just over 6 minutes. It is Villanova, it is Creighton, and the Ford Fox College Hoops tip-off, sponsored by Ford. Go further. Welcome if you're just turning us on. That is right. The coach, Steve Lavin, is here, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt, taking you up to the tip of Villanova and for Creighton. Villanova, they lose the other night to Butler, only the 3rd loss of the year. One thing we know, they are tough to get back-to-back games in a row, aren't they?
Yes, certain coaches have that ability in terms of learning from a loss, and Jay Wright, clearly one of those coaches. You look in the racing form throughout his career. Let's just go back a season where they lose to Virginia in the non-conference, and since that point, they've won 22 games against non-conference opponents. And then even last year, they lose again to Seton Hall in the conference tournament, and they go on to win the national title. So they'll improve from the setback. They're going to be razor sharp. They have the ability to go back, watch game film, do the drill work and practice, and work on those vulnerabilities, and then come out after having sharpening that axe against opponents as an elevated team.
I like that. So Creighton lost the other night, too. They lost to Providence. They're 2-2 their last 4. How about for them here? What are we looking at for Creighton?
Well, their challenge is different because of the distractions off the court as a result of Watson. They now need to focus on the task at hand. Easier said than done. The emotions are running high. That's a basketball family, and anytime a member gets into trouble, right, it's going to cause a situation that's less than ideal as a head coach. And so sometimes basketball could be a sanctuary and allow a team to kind of focus on something they really enjoy doing, which is playing basketball in a tough environment and trying to get a win. So for Creighton, playing through Patton and letting Foster go to work out top as a shot maker, playmaker will be critical today in a tough environment.
See if they
Senior day here at Villanova University, where the fans get a chance to say goodbye to 3 outstanding seniors: Josh Hart, Gerald Reynolds, and Chris Jenkins. Their final home game inside the pavilion, and it will not be easy as 23rd ranked Creighton comes to town to take on the national champion, 2nd ranked Villanova Wildcats. And with the win today, Villanova will clinch the outright Big East regular season title. They're coming off a loss to Butler, Creighton, Marquette, Xavier round out the top 5. Hi everybody, I'm Gus Johnson along with former Ohio State All-American Jimmy Jackson, and welcome to Philly, where these 2 teams are coming off losses at home. Villanova losing for the 2nd time this year to Butler, Creighton losing at home to Ed Cooley's Providence Friars in Omaha. What should we expect to see based on what's transpired?
Well, for Creighton, I think it's very important 2 things: pace of play, push the pace, knowing that there's some challenges in the lineup with Villanova, but also stay disciplined down on the head fakes. For Villanova, it's the emotion of senior day. How do you transfer that over to the energy on the court? Very important. Josh Hart gets off to a great start.
And that brings us to the starting lineups brought to you by Jeep Grand Cherokee. We'll start with Creighton. Marcus Foster, the Kansas State transfer, coming off an 18-point game. Davian Mintz now the starting point guard, along with Thomas Huff and Justin Patton. Meanwhile, for Villanova, Brunson has been a leader, only a sophomore. Hart, Player of the Year candidate. Bridges, Chris Jenkins has found his jump shot, and Eric Haskell. Greg McDermott, head coach for Creighton. By the way, his son just got traded from Chicago to Oklahoma City. He's playing with Russell Westbrook now, so expect big buckets to get buckets in OKC. Meanwhile, GQJ, 55 years old. His assistants, Baker Dunleavy, Ashley Howard, Kyle Neptune. Great officiating crew for this game this afternoon. Mike Stevens, Doug Shaw, Evan Burrow, Gus Johnson, Jimmy Jackson, Haskell, Patton in the circle to toss on the tap, and it's controlled by the national champion. Jenkins, quick release. Rebounded. Bridges drives inside, kicks it, and Brunson travels.
First possession, I know it's a turnover, but the energy level from the players, you can feel it in the building. Senior day, offensive rebound. Let's see if they can continue Villanova with that kind of energy.
So here come the Blue Jays. And Creighton allowing Providence to come back and beating them 68-66 in Omaha on Wednesday. Inside Patton can't lay it down. Ball knocked out of bounds.
And that's
the other way.
Right, and that's the kind of hustle you got to have. When you don't have size inside that time, Chris Jenkins able to recover, get a piece of that, and ultimately cause a turnover.
This is a series that dates back to 1950. Villanova leads it 8-2, and they've won 5 in a row against Creighton. Bridges cut off. Now Jenkins, who struggled with his shot for about a month. Big jump hook, no. And he told me that he had to make the adjustment of guys guarding him all the time now, everywhere he goes. No room, he told me, to get that shot off because there's always somebody standing right there.
Well, that's the price you pay for being successful, but also keep in mind last year, if his jump shot wasn't falling, they were able to put him in the post. He can go one-on-one. They took that away by double teaming him, so Chris still has to figure out ways to get into rhythm offensively.
No score to start. Bridges, jump shot, and he knocks it down for 3. Mikal Bridges, what a hybrid player. He's tall and long and can do a little bit of everything, but his trademark is his defense. Mintz backs it up. Foster, very good offensive player. The skip pass to Mintz. Foster hopping inside, the kick, off deep 3. Now Josh Hart to bring the ball up the floor, coming off an 18-point game against Butler on Wednesday. But he was 4 for 10 from the 3-point line. The 10 threes, the most he's ever taken in a game. Baseline, Brunson, nice look, fast ball.
Jalen Brunson is struggling with his three-point shooting, but he had to steal the pump fake. I talked about the discipline. You have to stay down. If you open it up, Brunson is going to be able to penetrate and kill you all day.
And Bridges, there he is with a steal. Finds Jenkins, steps into a 3. Long rebound. Kyrie Thomas with speed down the lane on the move. The runner, no. Mintz with the offensive rebound. Hart going for the steal. Can't get it. Now Patton puts it on the deck. Picks it up in no man's land. And almost a steal by Chris Jenkins. Foster slicing. Brunson will slow it up.
And either team kind of finding the rhythm. This time Creighton finding it difficult to get any kind of clean looks early against this Villanova defense.
Here's Pascal on the short baseline. Guarded by Patton, bumping and grinding. Extra pivot. Brunson. Pull-up jumper. Short. Number 1 Villanova beat number 9 Creighton 80-70 in Omaha. On New Year's Eve, Jalen Brunson had a career-high 27 as Nova shot 51%. Villanova starts this game 2 for 6, Creighton 0 for 4. Hart, excuse me. Now Jenkins straight away, short. He's missed all 3 of his shots to start. Foster. Mintz a 3.
Right now, the rhythm is not there. Again, when you settle for jump shots, in particular when you're on the road, if you're Creighton, you're going to play into the hands of Villanova. You have to attack them, get inside, try to pick up some fouls early. You know the depth is not there for this Nova team right now.
Inside, Pascal again, wide open for Brunson.
Miscommunication that time on the pick and roll. Brunson able to left-hand pass.
Kyrie Thomas, and finally one goes down for the Blue Jays.
And that's better offense with dribble penetration, suck in the defense, and now you have a rhythm jump shot.
I'll never forget January 20th, 2014. Creighton came to the Wells Fargo Center. Ethan Raggi and McBuckets, and they just poured in a Big East record 21 threes. Jimmy, they were hitting threes almost from the midcourt line.
Yeah, and that's when it was tough to guard because you had 3, 4, 5 guys that could shoot it.
Thomas Can't lay it down. Rebounded by Josh Hart in heavy traffic. Crosstown, midtown. Pushes off. Pascal steps into a three-pointer. Hart just throwing his body around to start this game. Interesting pace. Kyrie Thomas going to hit another one. Yes, he can. The young man, sophomore from Omaha.
You said something about pace. It's in the pace favors Creighton, where they have more body. So watch Villanova. They're going to pick and choose when they want to run and how they control tempo to preserve valuable minutes on those bodies out there.
National champs up by a penny. Now Big Spoon posting up across the lane. That's how you do it.
Great recognition one-on-one. At time, Jenkins able to feel the contact, get to the middle of the lane, use that big body.
Huff, top of the key. Pure. Got that one up high.
Now we rolling, Gus. We got a little bit more rhythm right now. Transition three by Huff.
Oh, Huff, 7 points against Providence on Wednesday. He's been plagued by a tender knee during his entire stay at Creighton. Brunson. Ball knocked away, picked up. Hart, mid-range. In and out. Snatched down by Huff. He'll kick it out. Foster on the move in the front court. Pull-up jumper in transition, and it's good. Timeout. Jay Wright. First lead of the game for the Blue Jays.
I tell you what, Gus, 20 years ago, if I could have a point guard like this, I'd have scored a lot more points. Inside, creating opportunities well beyond his years, the ability to set up his teammates and get them easy baskets. Jalen Brunson doing it all, and Cole Huff in transition. Creighton finally finding their rhythm, ending it off. Foster, if it's free, it's for me. Give me three.
Fox College Hoops is sponsored by Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 40 straight years. 12-9, Creighton with the lead over the national champions. Now let's join the third member of our team on the sideline, LaChina Robinson.
Well, if you're wondering about the mental and emotional state of Villanova after dropping that game Wednesday to Butler, the answer can be found in the word attitude, printed on these wristbands worn by the Villanova coaches and their team. Josh Hart told me that these wristbands remind him that attitude is not focusing on the last play or the last game, but instead remembering that the biggest thing you can control is how you approach the next opportunity. Back to you, Gus.
All right, thank you very much, LaChina. And Villanova lost that game 74-66 right here at the Pavilion on Wednesday. Keelan Martin had 22 off the bench. And Butler shot 51% to beat Nova for the second time this year and snapped the Wildcats' 48-game win streak in this building. That is a heck of an accomplishment, and we've talked about Chris Holtman and the job he's done at Butler. Spectacular this season.
Well, they kind of remind you of Villanova. They're very disciplined. They rarely beat themselves. They control tempo. The thing about it is when they play against a Villanova, they don't go for the pump fakes. They don't go for the little things, so they force Villanova to have to play them straight up. And great job by Chris Holtman and his crew.
Here's Josh Hart, 16-foot pull-up off the bounce, goes down.
That's what you want. You want to get your All-American started. Great coming out of the timeout, allowing Josh to use the pick and roll in the middle of the court to get a shot.
And we talked to Jay Wright in the locker room before the game. He said he was going to play in zone. Meanwhile, Zach Henson finds a sweet spot and banks it down. Creighton looks ready to play some ball.
They do. Finally found the rhythm at that time. Attacked that 2-3 zone by swinging the basketball, finding the gap, and able to get Henson inside for an easy two.
Inside, Hart fouled. Dante DiVincenzo is checked in, replacing Jalen Brunson. Hansen picks up the foul, his first. Now Brunson comes back in, and Jenkins heads to the bench. Brunson will serve as the inbounder. Brunson will find Bridges in the backcourt. Brunson pick and roll with Painter, who just checked in. He's getting more minutes now.
Great defense by Zierden that time.
And a foul over the back on Painter.
And Creighton early in the game kind of finding their rhythm. And the beauty of it is you see some open shots, but it comes off superb ball movement or trailing in transition. Foster right there completing that trifecta in transition. You see the percentage right now. When this team gets it going, when the ball is moving, when you have Patton inside, it opens up opportunities for guards to get some clean looks.
So Huff and Mintz, Kyrie Thomas, Zach Hansen, Isaiah Ziert on the court. Huff, 16-footer. Weak side rebound to Bridges. He brings it up the floor. Pascal, Brunson, Painter, Bridges, DiVincenzo. Pascal, wheeling. .14 to shoot. Brunson turns the corner. Double team. Step back Jay. Got it. He got that from his mom.
He certainly did. And that time it was patience. There was excellent defense by Devion Mintz. He stayed down on multiple pump fakes. But Brunson was able to create some space with that little shoulder in the chest. Able to shoot right over the top.
And we always talk about Rick Brunson, his dad, the longtime NBA player, assistant coach in the NBA right now with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Temple Stars, Zierden. Loose ball, Painter with the rebound. But Jalen Brunson got his jump shot. That soft touch. That great arc from Mom.
I'm sure Rick is sitting there listening to the game like, are you kidding me? It was me.
Well, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Rick had no jam. 0. 13 to shoot. DiVincenzo finds Pascal, deep three. Partially blocked. Loose ball. Hansen with the board. Here comes Davion Mintz. With momentum. Huff. Down the lane. Fade away. And a rebound to DiVincenzo.
And rebounding is a must. You see the guards right now really collecting those loose rebounds for Villanova. They're going to have to do that because they don't have the size or depth inside.
DiVincenzo pick and roll, steps back, and hits the jump shot. So the big Ragu is on the board.
And the big Ragu can do some things on the court, then.
Mintz to Huff, rise and fire. Rims off. Painter, another rebound. I like this kid Painter. Jay Wright told me that with the injuries to Darrell Reynolds, he's going to get more burn now. And he's doing a nice job when he gets an opportunity to play with a chance.
Yeah, set screens, play defense, rebound the basketball. That's your job, and he's doing a pretty good job of that early in this game.
Meanwhile, a foul, offensive foul coming up. Mike Stevens, emphatic about the call. And this one will go against Brunson. Meanwhile, Dante DiVincenzo, redshirt freshman from Delaware, starting to come on in his redshirt freshman year. Knocks down a big one here. Big East College Hoops on Fox is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. From the pavilion here on the campus of Villanova University, the national champions with a 2-point lead over 23rd ranked Creighton. Let's take a look at some Big East hopefuls. 3 teams here. I like what Ed Cooley has done with Providence. He didn't think he had a good team, but he's won some big games.
He's been able to sneak in there, stay consistent, stay steady, win the games you should win, sneak a couple.
And Stuart Mandel, our guru, bracketologist, this is who he has in the conference, 17.
Not surprisingly, though, because I think it's one of those years, Gus, where mid-majors, at-large bids conferences is not as deep. So you may see more coming from the power conferences that are on the cusp, where in other years, maybe not.
So Creighton with the basketball now. Toby Hegner has checked in. He'll throw it in bounds, as well as Tyler Clement.
That little full court press right here, soft by Villanova.
And they'll get it over the line. Foster. Jenkins back in for Villanova. Cross court knocked away by Brunson. Saved by Brunson. Picked up by Foster. Foster forced it up. Not a good shot. Loose ball rebounded by Hart. Diagonal pass. Brunson on the move. DiVincenzo exploding to the basket. Right-hand finger roll up. And good.
And that's the purpose of that press defense. Force Creighton to speed up a little bit offensively. You got a turnover. Now you're able to have numbers in transition to score.
18-14. Villanova, Foster. Great offensive player. Inside, Patton, jump hook, and he'll get the bounce.
Soft hands, excellent footwork. The ability to catch and then finish before the defense can react is something that Patton has in his arsenal.
Justin Patton with 17 points on Wednesday against Providence. He also had 6 rebounds. Inside, DiVincenzo trying to thread the needle to Pascal.
Yeah, and the last defensive possession. Watch the hustle right here by Jaden Brunson, not only to tap it, but to awarely keep it alive. And off the little pick and rub, I'm not going to say it's a roll, but DiVincenzo able to get down the lane, use his athleticism to score.
Now Villanova in the 2-3 zone. Ten to shoot. Zierden finds Foster. Drives, hands it off to Patton. Has trouble with the handle. Taken away, though, by Jenkins.
And that's twice, Gus, that Jenkins has slid back in.
Jenkins for 3. Clement. He'll take a 3-pointer. In and out. Nice box out by Pascal for the rebound.
Yep.
18-16. National champions with a 2-point lead on their home court. DiVincenzo got the ball on the string at all times. Crosses over, drives, stops, and a foul. 4 turnovers for Creighton. Chris Jenkins with the active hands for Villanova. Fox College Hoops is sponsored by Progressive, your first-round pick for car insurance. And by Wendy's Asiago Ranch Chicken Club. 7:42 to play in the first half, 2-point game. Villanova with the lead over Creighton. And the Huddle is sponsored by SoFi, offering smart solutions to help you reach your financial goals. Now let's go inside the Huddle with Coach McDermott.
Guys, we've gotten really good looks. When you penetrate, though, instead of shooting tough floaters, set your feet, the defense is collapsed and spray it. So wide open shooter.
Yeah, well, isn't that what we see with Villanova? The jump stop, square yourself up, pump fake. If you have the shot, you're on balance. If not, you can make a play. And Coach McDermott is right. They're getting good looks, but off balance at times when they're shooting the basketball.
All right, let's go to LaChina Robinson, who was inside the Villanova huddle.
In that last huddle, Jay Wright talked to his guys about the offensive end and getting drives to the rim. He also addressed the jump stop and said, if you don't get something right away, make a good jump stop and turn and look for the 3-point shooter spotting up behind you.
All right, LaChina, I think she can sit next to you and talk some serious basketball.
What?
You know she hooped at Wake Forest.
And can play, put up numbers too. She probably still got a nice little jump shot right now.
Yeah, I heard she wouldn't give it up very often. She wouldn't pass the ball.
Hey, that sounded like you.
Robinson.
That sounded like you when you were playing the point guard position.
That's why I like it. Here's Josh Hart to Mikal Bridges on the baseline, across the lane, left hand finger roll off the glass hand dish.
And that's a move and a play that maybe a year ago early on, Mikal Bridges couldn't make, just wasn't physically strong, but that time took the bump and was able to finish. And now he has to guard Patton inside on the opposite end.
Bridges with 5 points. Villanova up by 4. Foster needs to get cooking offensively for this Creighton team to have a chance. And they turn it over. DiVincenzo, can he track it down? Yes, he can. And he's fouled by Clement.
And the hustle will get you advantages. It first started with the hands of Mikal Bridges. And look, DiVincenzo getting to the ground first, able to pick up a foul.
Clement with his second foul. Seven minutes to play, first half. Jenkins whips it, Brunson. Baseline, that one rims out for DiVincenzo. Foster. And a whistle and foul again. Again tomorrow, Butler and Xavier should be a good game. Butler with the big win against Villanova on Wednesday here. Trayvon Blewett coming back from that tender ankle. For Xavier, they need him.
Well, they need him bad. It's going to be interesting down the stretch once we get to Big East tournament how Xavier kind of turns the corner, because that's a team that could, they play right, can make a deep run.
Patton has it knocked away, taken away. Here comes Hart on the hop to the bucket, off the glass, cannon in the foul. Lion Hart.
The beautiful thing about this play is that with Hegner backpedaling, Josh Hart just went straight to his body, to his chest. Never gave Hegner a chance to recover, and then able to get inside, underneath, and then finish inside. And this is what you have to do when you don't have height. You have to have 3 or 4 guys around the taller opponent, which is Patton, to force him to give it up or turn it over.
This is the first free throw being shot by either team. With 6:34 to go here in the first half. Big East basketball, no harm, no blood, no harm, as they say. Now Jenkins pump fake, gets to the hole, hangs in the air, draws contact.
Scouting reports, you talk about it, stay down, stay disciplined. Cole Huff late on the rotation. You go for the pump fake, and now you're not in position on the back line of your defense to stop the drive. It's just, it's so hard, even with Tris Jenkins, Gus struggling from behind the arc, not to want to bite at that head fake.
Jenkins at the line. 3 things you need to know about Big Smooth. First, his best summer vacation, he went to Jamaica. You should know his Uncle Greg still thinks he can beat me in basketball. And his mom's advice, you're never good until I say you're good. I like Felicia.
That's a mama right there.
That's
right?
Felicia. She's sitting on the baseline. Had a chance to visit with her before the game.
You think Felicia can still outshoot him?
Yes, she can. Without question.
I love it.
Very beautiful woman.
He's been to Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica yet.
Yeah.
No, I don't know why. I just haven't been yet.
Yeah, you're missing out.
I know. I've heard.
24-16. Largest lead of the game now for Villanova. Foster rises on the baseline. Rebounded by Bridges. He'll leave her for DiVincenzo. Pascal. On the handoff. Almost traveled. Drives to the hole. Off the glass and in. This kid's starting to come on. They are so excited about the potential for Pascal.
When Pascal doesn't settle for jump shots, his ability to get his shoulder by, quickness to get inside, he adds another dimension for Villanova. Pascal right now putting Nova up by 10.
Tomorrow, it's the Great American Race, the 59th running of the Daytona 500. Dale Earnhardt Jr. returns to the Speedway, and Jimmy Johnson begins his quest for an 8th Cup Series title. It's the Daytona 500 tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Fox. 5:30 to play. First half, 26-16. Villanova now on a 15-2 run in the last 7.5 minutes, including the last 8 points.
And the difference being Villanova able to attack off the dribble, whether transition, creating opportunities, or in their half-court set. Creighton settling for jump shots. You want to get back in this game, put the pressure on Villanova, have to guard you, even versus this zone, get the ball inside the paint.
Creighton shooting 27% from the field here in the first half. Inside, Hansen, nice catch, and he banks it down.
And there it is, recognition of the zone coming out of the timeout. That time, great ball movement, quick decisions. Allow that easy basket.
Pascal again, top of the key. Crosses over, lost it, picked up. Kyrie Thomas. Speed dribble into the front court off of his foot. Hart down the lane, off the glass end.
It's too easy. That time the back line rotation, even coming from the wing. No one's there to stop Villanova's guards from driving.
Josh Hart, preseason All-America, preseason Big East Player of the Year. Backdoor, nice. Hansen again from Hegner.
I love the high-low action in Hegner because, Gus, he can shoot at the free throw line. Now that forces the defense to come up, which you don't want to do on the baseline. And now he's able to get that nice backdoor pass inside.
8-point lead for the national champion. DiVincenzo. Step back Jay. Belgrade Dragon. 30-20. DiVincenzo with 7 points in the first half. Foster for 3. And he answers. Marcus Foster averaging close to 19 points per game on the season, shooting 34% from the three-point line.
He struggled a little bit before, but he's found his rhythm over the last 3 games.
Bridges, left-hand dribble hard down the lane, and he traveled. Slid that pivot foot. 5th turnover for the Wildcats.
Creighton can't guard Josh Hart off the dribble. Easy 2 inside. DiVincenzo. I know I'm an athlete, but I got a little shake and bake to my game. Inside out, pull up, jump shot, splash.
Coming up on the Jeep Halftime Report, Kentucky looking for some revenge against Florida. How about the Tar Heels chasing that #1 seed at Pittsburgh? And Seton Hall's on the bubble, looking to avoid a letdown at DePaul. Right now, Gus and Jim, back to you guys.
Whoa, what a suit. Evan Burkhardt straight from Savile Row.
What? Listen,
London.
Euro style. I don't even think I can pull that suit off right there. Cam was smooth with it, too.
Right. All right, now it's time for the Jackson Report. Jimmy, what do you have for us today?
You know, I want to show a little bit of love because right now we always talk about the players and senior day and what they bring to the table. But I'm going to tell you, it's a group of young men and women that do so much. And they're invisible. We see them, but we don't know what they do. Guess what? It's the managers. Some of Art Corante right here as a senior. Dave Ford is one of the examples. These young men and women do so much that go unnoticed, whether that's getting the locker rooms together, getting the ice, wiping the court, talking, being mentors and friends to the players. One of my best managers, his name is Spanky from Little Rascals. To this day, when we want to do something, organize the team, we call Spank. And that's the reason why these managers end up becoming CEOs, CFOs, owners, you know, general managers, because they do all the little things from A to B, and they put their egos to the side for the betterment of the team. So I just have to give a shout out to those guys today.
And Jimmy, you were a great player, All-American, but with your personality, you would have been a great manager too. You would have taken it seriously.
Definitely. But I'm telling you, it is amazing, man, when you have a great group like that, and you just treat them right, they'll do anything for you, man.
Unselfish.
Unselfish.
30-23. Villanova, 2:50 to play. First half against Creighton. Blue Jays ranked 23rd in the nation. Kyrie Thomas down the lane, the runner. Tested, and it's good.
I like Kyrie. I like him. I mean, that time, going to his left, able to pull up over top, big body, strong defensive player. But when he can score the basketball, he's an added weapon to this Creighton offense.
30-25. Thomas with 8 points. Jenkins, Pascal. Jenkins on the handoff, back to Pascal, deep inside, and one. Pascal really playing well in this first half with 8 points.
Yeah, and it's hard to guard the pick and roll, especially in the middle of the court when you have shooters on the wing. How do you help? That time, Kyrie Thomas on the backside, not able to get there. And Patton played small. You saw his hands were down to the bottom. Here his hips. If he's bigger, that pass may not have gotten through.
Pascal regarded as the #1 athlete on this Villanova team.
I don't know, DiVincenzo. I don't know.
They say Pascal has.
I don't know, DiVincenzo. I see him do some special things.
Meanwhile, a foul, Patton foul from behind. Mikal Bridges. Jay Wright with the conversation. Jay Wright's book comes out on Wednesday. It's called Attitude. You can pre-order it on Amazon. And it's about developing a winning mindset on and off the court. They certainly have this. at Villanova. We'll talk about that in detail later. Foster shows you, drives on the move, gets to the hole and knocks it down with authority as he gives you a nice muscle move there, Jimmy.
That's just
Where is the beach? It is that way.
He did some push-ups before the game, but that was just a strong, grown man move that side in the lane.
Jenkins thought about it. Hart doesn't think about it. Let it go. Pascal got a hand on the basketball, out of bounds, and will head the other way. 33-27.
You think this game doesn't mean anything to these guys? You're crazy, because players right there going after it, understanding that every possession counts. And you don't want to give up on a loose ball.
Sometimes you just have a team's number. Creighton has beaten Butler twice. Butler has beaten Villanova twice.
Yeah, it's just the matchups.
And now Villanova, if they win this game, will have beaten Creighton twice.
And that's why you can never go by, well, this team beat this team and lost to that. No, it's all about those matchups that dictate how these games play out.
Foster wide open.
That was the easiest. And that's how DiVincenzo was on the backside, and Coach Wright is just yelling right there. He got caught up watching the basketball and not rotating back out.
Marcus Foster with 11 points to cut the Villanova lead to 3. They've led by as many as 10. Josh Hart picks up his dribble. Jenkins on the move, and he travels.
And guess what? Patton was right there, so that height was a deterrent right there. But on the last defensive play, as the ball moves from left to right, DiVincenzo is going to get caught looking at the basketball instead of understanding where Foster is at. But he had to step in a little bit for Patton with the slide down the lane, got caught.
Kyrie Thomas. Foster hit back-to-back shots. Weak side stolen away by Bridges. Here comes Bridges into the front court. Wheeling, tried to lob it to DiVincenzo, has it taken away by Patton. Patton brings it up the floor. Baseline, Thomas drives, gets there. Corner, Foster deep. Got it again. Marcus Foster. Creighton has made 7 shots in a row. Foster with 14 points.
And how about your 7-footer leading the break, Gus?
That's why the scouts like this kid. 33 up. 10 seconds to play in the first half. DiVincenzo, will he take it himself? Yes. Long rebound, Bridges with the board, 4 seconds, cross court, Jenkins, poked away, Thomas, and that is the end of the first half. Creighton on an 8-0 run to close the first half, and our score is tied at 33. Marcus Foster leading the Blue Jays with 14 in the first half. And LaChina Robinson is with Jay Wright.
Coach, your team is shooting the ball well from the floor. What do you like about your offense right now?
Offensively, we're making some shots. We having trouble with Foster. He's tough, man. He drills big-time shots.
What would you like to see happen against Foster in the second half defensively?
We just can't lose him as much, you know, in transit. We've lost him in transition, and we've lost him in their half-court offense. He's too good a player to do that.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thanks.
Back to you, Gus.
All right, thank you very much. That's the end of the first half with the score. Tied up, Villanova and Creighton level at 33. We'll send you to Kevin Burkhardt and Steve Lavin in L.A. for the Jeep Grand Cherokee halftime report right after this. And welcome back. We're at halftime at the Pavilion here on the campus of Villanova. The Big East College Hoops on Fox is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. And our score, we're level at 33 heading into the second half. Gus Johnson along with Jimmy Jackson. And Jimmy, at one time Creighton was down by 10 points, but Marcus Foster really started to pour it on. 14 points in the first half.
Well, you can see how over the last 3 games, he's averaged over 25 points a game. He's big, he's strong, he can shoot in transition, but he's seasoned. He's been there before, so now he's able to take over the game when he has an opportunity.
And that brings us to our first half stats, sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Both teams shooting a high percentage.
They are, but here it is. How about Nova? 18 points in the paint right there, shooting 50%. Creighton, I thought, was able to wear down Villanova a little bit. They got tired, able to get back in the game.
All right, let's go to LaChina Robinson.
Guys, I caught up with Coach McDermott coming out of the locker room, and he said he's very pleased with where his team is, considering the fact that it took them over 4 minutes to get their first basket in this game. He said we have to continue to keep them off of the free throw line. That is key, and if we can establish our inside presence on the offensive end, get them in ball screen motion, that we'll be open for the threes when we need them. Back to you, Gus.
All right, thank you very much, LaChina. As we prepare for this second half, Creighton with a great performance from Foster, 14 points. They made the last 7. So we start the second half. Blue Jays with the basketball. As Kyrie Thomas will start the offense. Patton, Mintz, Huff, and Foster. And Patton has it knocked away and out of bounds by Josh Hart.
And try to set up an isolation play for Patton with the corner clear, but that time Josh Hart able to eke it and smell it out and take away what could have been an easy basket.
Davion Mintz will inbound it. Mintz getting a lot of PT now with the injury to Mo Watson, which sidelined him for the rest of the season, a knee injury. Inside, Patton having trouble with the handle. Turn around Jay and gets the roll.
That's good patience. Early in the year, he may have rushed that shot, but because he's more accustomed to being in the post, Gus, gathered, took his time, able to knock in a nice little shot.
The NBA scouts are in the building today, folks, to see Patton, Josh Hart, and Chris Jenkins. Hart shows it, drives, hops, baseline. Jenkins on the move. Cross court, Pascal. Rebounding, Bridges inside.
Pursuit of the basketball, offensive rebound. Bridges able to get those long arms gathered.
Bridges with 7. Kyrie Thomas. You know, we kid around and call Greg McDermott Coach McBuckets, but his kids know how to get buckets.
They do. Just a little pump fake, get inside, and Kyrie Thomas's offensive game has evolved as of late as well.
They shoot 52% from the field. That's second in the nation behind UCLA. Big smooth.
Angle that time. Cole Huff opened that right foot, gave Chris Jenkins an angle to his jump shot.
Thomas, he'll feed the post. Patton, quick turn on the baseline. And he stepped on the baseline out of bounds.
I don't know how many times we say it. Just a little oops pump fake, but look at the footwork that time by Cole Huff. Dropped that right foot. That gave the driving lane to Jenkins.
Jenkins with 6. 37 up. Start of the second half here on the main line. Brunson quiet offensively today. Down the lane on the move. Now he gets into the act.
But he knows when. He's comfortable of taking over, but also setting his teammates up.
Mintz the other way, out of control. Here comes Brunson. Villanova with numbers. Brunson high stepping, Euro stepping off the glass. No, Hart hauls it down, kicks it out to Jenkins. And a new shot clock for the national champions.
Yeah, and Brunson right now has a little limp right now. He may have came down a little bit awkward on that layup attempt.
He's wincing.
They ain't coming out though.
No way.
He's gonna walk it off.
7 to shoot for Hart. Baseline. Runs it. Fires. 39-37. Baseline. Cole Huff. And it's big time jumper for a jump shooter. Cole Huff. He's hit 2 threes, 6 points. 40-39.
And when you push the ball up quickly against this Villanova team, you're going to get open opportunities. Excellent job by Mintz.
Villanova with the injury to Reynolds. They only play about 6. Painter comes in a little bit, so say 7. Jenkins bumping and grinding, reaching, foul coming up. As Huff picks up his first.
Man, that's how you worry about fatigue in regards to pace with this Villanova team. You want to play hard, but you want to play smart. And understanding that you have short bodies.
They lost Phil Booth to a knee injury. Reynolds with the rib injury. He could be back next week. There's Booth. He's going to take a redshirt year. Inside, baseline turn, off the window, softly, and in.
And I love that fact right there, because Chris Jenkins recognizing that the double team is not coming. She had ill-advised turnover that time. But he's able to bounce, use his big body once he gets inside, Gus. And right here, the help can't come because DiVincenzo can knock down a jump shot. That leaves one-on-one opportunity. Watch the little bounce right there, baseline, soft right off the glass.
8 points for Jenkins. He's averaging 13 on the year. Now Bridges heads to the bench. Pascal replaces him.
You know, one thing you miss with Reynolds, too, is his backline communication, his voice on the backline. Pascal's a little bit quieter, so you don't hear it as much. So you do miss that from Reynolds as well.
Jenkins off the mark. Huff with a rebound. 1 point game. Nova. Huff. Head of steam. They move it. Kyrie Thomas. No, but Hansen's there for the tip. Zach Hansen. Man, has he grown during his time at Creighton.
Well, imagine if he didn't have the early injury where he could have been as a player right now, because he gives you solid post play. He's a big body defensively.
And Hart almost dragged his pivot foot. Spins inside, baseline, Pascal. No call, Pascal. I told you he was athletic.
Okay, my bad. Okay, I told you, you know what? He got bounced on. And I love the fact that he was able to catch it quickly and explode back up, Gus.
Foster. And he's fouled going to the hole. Fans don't like the call. Jay Wright doesn't like the call. That Keaton suit starting to get some perspiration under the arms because Jay Wright is hot. You make the decision. Is this a foul or not?
Here's your boy inside. Pascal making Gus look like he know what he's talking about.
Hey, Jimmy, it's your favorite time, the mock selection.
Will you get one right?
All right, it is time for the mock selection.
Whatever.
Now, these three teams, if you had to pick one to head into the NCAA tournament, who would you pick?
See, Steve Shear trying to be slick.
Our producer.
He's our producer. Always trying, the 17 and 11, these teams right here trying to be slick, but I'm going right here.
Based
6
on
and
what?
12. Strength of schedule, 18.
Okay.
RPI. Wake Forest. Aha.
Danny Manning. You left Ole Miss and Kansas
How about
State
Danny, the miracles? How about Danny Manning? How about it?
And LaChina went to Wake Forest. I'm sure she's happy with that. Right, LaChina? You're happy with that, right?
That's right.
I'm extremely happy with that. Shout out to John Collins, who is having an amazing season in Winston-Salem.
Thank you, Steve Shear.
Steve Shear, ace producer, best producer, folks, in college basketball. We call him Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Now Foster at the line. And that's point number 15 for Marcus Foster, young man, junior from Wichita Falls, Texas. Transfer from Kansas State at a career-high 35 versus Georgetown. And this is the second.
No.
We're tied at 43. And a foul away from the basketball. What do you think about the pace of this game so far, Jimmy? It seems like these teams are probing.
Yeah, I think it's important.
A slower pace than you would think.
It is. Well, it's important for Villanova. I think Creighton really wants to get the tempo up, force Villanova to be a little more winded.
Remember, they only play 7, and this is a backcourt violation, over and back. Creighton basketball. And Jay Wright said it was deflected.
Yeah, and it did look like it was deflected, but did it hit a Villanova player? Did it hit Jenkins prior to it going over half court? May be the argument.
Thomas on a switch with Pascal now. Hansen calling for it. He's got Jenkins on his back. Backs him down, strip, picked up. DiVincenzo bounce pass, Bridges slices down the lane and draws a foul.
And that's an example right there, Gus, of decision making And I know DiVincenzo wanted to give it up, but maybe one more dribble would allow Bridges more space to clear and get to a basket instead of the collapsing defense.
Hart, he'll move it back and restart it. DiVincenzo breaking at the ball. He'll run the show. Hart swings it, step through, bounce pass, Pascal loses it, picked up Hansen. Here comes Isaiah Zierden. He's got a deadly jump shot. Kyrie Thomas lobs it inside. Hansen makes the grab and is fouled. And a look at the Big East standings. With a win today, Villanova clinches the outright regular season title. Seton Hall won today. They're now 8-8, beating DePaul.
A big win for Seton Hall to get back to 500 in the conference.
Foster kicks. Thomas, 18-footer, pure. Kyrie Thomas, 7th lead change of the second half. Thomas with 12. Foster with 15.
Great recognition that time. Just a nice little pull-up jump shot. Instead of trying to get to the basket, he cleared enough space. Smartly pulled up.
Villanova looks flat.
They're tired. I mean, it's tough, man. It really is. Play defense, run.
Pascal again.
He looks fresh. He looks. Why are you looking at me like that? I mean, why are you giving me the grill? I gave you your props and said that he's the second best athlete on the team.
Pascal showing out today. Foster, baseline, teardrop. DiVincenzo rakes it.
Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Now Bridges across the lane, down the lane, and draws contact. And that brings us to our Lexus playbook.
And how about Pascal inside, just creating space off this little pick and roll, and all you do is set. He actually slipped it, and Foster got caught in between of what should I do, and guess what? 0-footer for Pascal inside. Little bounce.
Pascal, the transfer from Fordham, was the 2014-15 A-10 Rookie of the Year, the Atlantic 10. That is. Bridges makes the first. Painter and Jenkins come in. Hart, Pascal head to the bench. Villanova coming into this game with a 26-3 record. All three of their losses, they led in the second half, including a 17-point lead at Marquette that evaporated. Jay Wright said that sometimes his teams just get worn down.
Okay, that time a little complacent with passing down the stretch of the Marquette game. Some free throws were missed.
Hegner, Clement, Kyrie Thomas, Zierden, and Hansen.
Yeah, little 2-3 zone right here by Villanova.
Inside, Hegner, outside, Zierden. Batted out by Kyrie Thomas to Zierden. He holds on, but loses it. Bridges, baseline, Brunson in the air and foul.
Not a lot of elevation, not a lot of quickness, but a whole lot of brains. And that time, Jalen Brunson knew Clement was right there. He jumped with his shoulder and initiated the contact. That's his third on Clement.
Jalen Brunson heads to the line, averaging 15 points on the season. And also 4 assists. And Patton will come back in. Hansen heading to the bench. Second free throw, no good. Patton with the board. Love the sound of this gym, Jimmy. Feels like a summer league gym.
Well, it feels good. I mean, it's intimate. The crowd is into it. It feels a combination of high school, summer league.
won't play here next year. The building is being renovated. They're going to put $65 million into it. Pat. Thinking. Fire. Short. Hegler tried to poke it away. DiVincenzo saves it from going out of bounds.
50-50 balls, the loose balls, the ones that win you basketball games, get you either out of a defensive possession or retains your offensive possession. That's why hustle is always at a premium.
National champions with a 3-point lead. Here's Jenkins, guarded by Hegler, a taller player. Wants to back him down. He likes to spin baseline and shoot it. This time, jump hook across the lane off the glass. No, Painter keeps it alive. Into the hands of Hegler. Zier with a hard push into the front court. To shoot inside. Thomas jump hook good. Kyrie Thomas with 14.
Finding the gaps, finding the seams, but again, excellent ball movement by Creighton. But then the jump stop inside with the little floater.
1-point game. 48-47. Brunson splits the D, kicks it out. Jenkins rises. Pure. Big smooth. 11 points for the senior. Playing his final game at home. Meanwhile, Thomas. Long rebound. Scooped up by Jenkins and Thomas as they get tied up. And it's going to be Villanova basketball.
Kyrie Thomas finding the gap right in between the zone. A little teardrop. But then, big smooth. Knocking down the three, giving Villanova a 4-point lead. On senior day.
Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with Positive Coaching Alliance and its mission to develop better athletes, better people by working to provide all youth and high school athletes a positive character-building sports experience. Visit foxsportssupports.com to learn more. And it's time for the progressive game summary. Foster with 15.
And
Pascal with 13.
Well, how about 28 points in the paint for Villanova? You don't have the size, but they're figuring out ways through the post, off the dribbles to get easy baskets.
Let's go inside the huddle with Coach McBuckets.
Right now, they're winning the hustle plays. All right? They're going to fly around. If there's a loose ball, secure it. Don't dribble it. All right? Secure it, don't dribble it.
I talked about DiVincenzo hustling, keeping plays alive. And when you're short-handed, you have to find other ways to impact the game. And right now, Villanova just a little quicker going after those 50-50 balls.
Let's go to LaChina.
I was in the Villanova huddle listening in on Jay Wright, and he started talking about his offense. He said, look, guys, we can get Chris into the post. We can also get Brunson into the post and work off of them. He also reminded Josh that off the dribble, he will have options to kick to. On the defensive end, he said we can collapse on the interior and maybe force some turnovers, but beware because they'll have shooters on the perimeter.
All right, thank you very much. Here comes DiVincenzo with Brunson, who moves off the ball now. Pascal Jenkins Hart. DiVincenzo spinning and foul. 10:48 to play, second half. Villanova heading to the line with a 51-47 lead.
My favorite spot to hang out on campus, get a nice cup of coffee. The Big East tournament at Madison Square Garden is such a special event in our country. You know, to come into Madison Square Garden and then you walk out onto that garden floor and you just see the immense arena and you hear the thunderous crowd and you realize you're part of history.
Big East College Hoops on Fox is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. The pavilion here on the campus of Villanova University. And the national champions have a 51-47 lead here in the second half over Creighton. We always talk about Felicia Jenkins, Chris Jenkins' mom. That's her right there. And she's the one that taught him how to shoot the jumper. I was talking to him before the game, Jimmy, and he said, yeah, you know, when my jump shot got off, you know, I went back to my mom and she said, listen, put your right foot forward, get your right elbow lined up with your right knee, bend, and follow through.
Simple, right? And she's serious. Look at this. You don't think when she talks, he listens? That's right.
As DiVincenzo makes the first, let's take a look at the book on the big ragu.
The big ragu, freakish athlete, I told you. The best on the team. You don't want to believe what it is. Instant energy. You see him hustling for balls, diving for balls, and he has that Villanova toughness inside of him.
Both free throws good. Bridges back in. DiVincenzo heads to the bench. 53-47. Now three-quarter court pressure being applied by the Wildcats. Davion Mintz back in the game with a diagonal pass to Zierda. Marcus Foster has to stay aggressive offensively. They need his scoring. Here he is. Crosses over. Lets it fly. Short. Hegner couldn't hold on. Brunson walks it up the floor with Pascal, Jenkins, Bridges, Hart. Here's that slowdown Villanova game. Half court set. Hart turns. Baseline. Brunson. Inside Brunson. And he's fouled.
This never panics. I mean, the shot clock going down, you're kind of within the double team. A 7-footer is right on your back. And instead of panicking, gathers himself, couldn't make the pass, but went up and now able to get to the free throw line.
Brunson had 24 points against Butler on Wednesday in the loss. He played 37 minutes. They're carrying this team right now, averaging 21 over the last 3 games. Kyrie Thomas back in. Zierda will take a seat. DiVincenzo back in, Brunson to the bench. He'll have a conversation with his head coach. 55-47, 12-2 run for the national champs. Senior day. On the main line, pick and roll. Mintz. Thomas hopping, kicking, Foster driving, hopping, pumping off the glass. No, but a foul.
And this is what Villanova is known for, just the ability to hustle, to scrap, to dive, to get their knees, elbows dirty, to do things that other teams and other players won't do in order to secure victory. And it's contagious when one player does it, Gus. It just goes down the line.
So Marcus Foster at the line. And Brunson will come back in quickly. Foster averaging those 23 points over the last 3 games. He's got 16, make it 17 today.
How about the the season high 7 assists, also making plays for his teammates.
Quiet crowd here at Villanova. They lost the last game on Wednesday, snapping that 48-game win streak. They may be nervous. Brunson. And another foul.
You brought up a point to Jay Wright when we were talking to him. He said, how do you get the players to check their ego at the door, basically? You know, you have Brunson come in and Phil Booth, and then Josh Hart, Jenkins, maybe not getting shots. It's just how they communicate with each other, how they believe in each other.
And that's what Jay Wright talks about in his book.
Right.
Which is why it has the potential to be such an interesting read. Charles Barkley writing the introduction, the foreword rather, I thought was interesting. But he talks about how everybody, not just on the team, but around the organization is a leader.
Right.
So if everybody's a leader, that means you have to respect everybody.
You do. You do. And you come here to grow not only as a basketball player, but more importantly as a man, post your playing career. So they take pride in it, and that's why they support each other.
Thomas crosses over, 10 to shoot. Patton on the baseline. Picked up his dribble. 6 to shoot. Patton reloads. Strip. DiVincenzo leads the break. DiVincenzo down the lane off the glass. No, but Hart's there for the foul. And a 10-point lead now for Villanova with 8:35 to go in the second half. Foster pulls up for 3 and good. And that'll quiet the crowd. Foster with 20 now.
Scrambling defense by Villanova, but excellent patience by Creighton, finding an open Foster pump fake. Gave Villanova a little lesson in that itself.
8 minutes to go, second half. Jenkins pulls up off the dribble and rattles it home.
Did he square? Did he get that right foot forward?
Yes, he did.
Elbow tucked.
Oh, Creighton almost threw it away. Foster again. This time he drives. Double clutch off the glass and in. Marcus Foster. What a game, 22. And he is keeping Creighton close to the national champions. (61-54). Jenkins spinning. Left hand this time. Big smooth. Diaz 15. And it's knocked away by a diving Josh Hart. 17 to shoot for Foster. Baseline, Thomas pulls up, way short. Well defended by the Wildcats. Now the crowd back in it. Smelling blood. (10 to shoot. Josh Hart. He'll pull up for 3. And tipped in by Pascal. What a play. Athlete. Villanova. Largest lead of the game on senior day. Eric Pascal has been balling out. 15 points. 65-54.
Well, Marcus Foster trying to spoil senior day with a 2 inside, but Villanova, Chris Jenkins, you may be tall, but I got better moves. Soft left hand off the glass, and Gus is most athletic player on Villanova, keeping the ball alive.
Fox College Hoops is sponsored by Wendy's Asiago Ranch Chicken Club and by Edward Jones, where attention and sound advice is a big deal. 65-54. Nova on top of Creighton deep in the second half. Let's look at players to watch. Sponsored by PNC Investments.
Yeah, well, Marcus Foster putting on a show. The 7 assists should be in there season high. But how about Chris Jenkins kind of finding his way, mixing and matching jump shots and getting to the basket?
So Foster, he's been aggressive from the very beginning. Creighton with the ball now. Zierden, Heckner, Kyrie Thomas, Foster, and Zach Hansen on the court for the Blue Jays. Foster scored the Jays' last 7 points. Six to shoot. Baseline, Foster unloads. Short. Batted around. Heckner with the offensive rebound. A new shot clock. Thomas up top. Now Zierden, he'll let it go. 3 straight misses. Heckner inside and a foul. Now the Creighton size starting to factor into this game.
Well, Villanova was in scramble mode by being out of position on that first Foster shot from the corner. DiVincenzo had it, but he couldn't corral a long rebound. Could create another opportunity.
So Toby Hegner at the line. Hart and Brunson back in. Jenkins, Painter will leave. Hegner had a season high 14 points against the ball a few games back. Second free throw good. 10-point game.
How about that's only 5 free throw attempts by Creighton. So Villanova doing a good job of playing defense without fouling.
Brunson. Pascal. And Pascal turns, lays it up and in.
That zone defense, once Pascal got it on the block, does turn more into a one-on-one opportunity. Pascal recognized it and was able to power through.
Pascal ties his Villanova high with 17 points. He's been a very patient player during his time at Villanova. Foster strip, Bridges with a hand on it. Here comes DiVincenzo. (67-55). DiVincenzo for three. And here come the Blue Jays. Foster creeping into the front court. He'll pull up in transition. Pure.
You're feeling it. And that's a good shot in transition because you had size inside. So if it comes off, your bigs are in a position for an offensive rebound.
Foster now with 25. 67-58. Brunson. Shake and bake. Wheeling. And a foul. Brunson over the back of Foster. 3:48 to play. Creighton still fighting, but Villanova up 67-58.
And Eric Pascal doing his thing, recognizing it may be zone, but now it's a one-on-one opportunity. Give you a little shoulder. You're acting, son. I'm a scorer on you inside. And Marcus Foster, deep penetration in transition. Splash, three-point.
And welcome back to Big East College Basketball on Fox, sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Our score from the Pavilion, second-ranked Villanova with a 67-58 lead over Creighton as we take a look at the game reset. And as we went to break, Coach McDermott with some choice words for the official, Evan Burrows.
I don't think he's asking him, do you like cream in your coffee right there? I don't. And, you know, it's a highly contested game. Mr. Greg is pleading his case on a couple of balls, but giving Evan Burrows credit that he understands the emotions, didn't let it get out of hand, didn't hit him up with a tech. That's experience, I think, from the official side.
Creighton, their complaint may be that they've gone to the free throw line only 6 times today, 4 of 6, while Villanova has gone 14 times, 12 of 14. Here comes the pressure now. Bridges leading the way for the Wildcats as Zierden walks it over the line. Tyree Thomas. They need him to continue to score inside Hansen. Nicely done.
Patience. That time the switching defense allowed Hansen to get in front and inside position. And DiVincenzo, who kind of bailed out and went for the steal.
10 points for Hansen off the bench. Hart. Back door knocked away by Zierden. Hegner dives for it, can't corral it. And with 12 to shoot, Villanova has it again.
And Josh Hart never really able to establish a rhythm, but he is trying to do other things on the court. Rebound, play defense, make plays for his teammates. See my managers right there getting it done, baby. Getting it done.
With alacrity. Brunson thought about splitting. Stop and start. Keeps it alive. Pivots. Jenkins for three. Short. Squirts out. Brunson picks it up. New shot clock. Under 3 minutes to go. 7-point game. Creighton needs stops. A lot of time left. Hart. Big time play, Josh Hart.
Yeah, how about Jay Wright calling that play to get the ball in Hart's hand?
9-point lead for Villanova. Kyrie Thomas, and he dribbles it out of bounds.
It was all about patience on the last possession here. Josh Hart getting to a sweet spot. Again, smartly pulling up for the nice little jump shot, little slip screen. A play designed and called by Coach Jay Wright, knowing you have to get the ball in the hands of your best player.
Now Brunson tight-roping the sideline. Approaching the 2-minute mark of the second half. Villanova up by 9 on senior day. Inside, Jenkins, nice catch. Off the window, no. Harold Jr. with a rebound. To Thomas. Blocked by DiVincenzo. Boy, did he get up. His hand may have been at the top of the square.
But you see how many players were back for Villanova?
Here's the block. Watch DiVincenzo's hand.
Did he get a piece?
Yes, he did. Look at his hand. How far did he get up?
No.
Okay.
I think right there, he just, Thomas that time got inside and saw the collapsing defense and threw it up high. But how about the excellent hustle? 4 players getting back for Villanova in the lane.
The subs coming in. Pascal back in. DiVincenzo heads out. Patton back in for Creighton. And Bridges goes to the line to shoot 1 and 1.
Bridges has done a lot of really good things that don't show up on the stat sheet. Deflections, deterring passes inside. Using that long, athletic body defensively.
Both free throws good. 71-60, 1:53 to go. Creighton has to hurry now. Zierden. Hegner for 3. And a rebound going to the Wildcats. Pascal. And he's fouled in the backcourt. So let's take a look at Creighton's tournament resume. Jimmy, what do you think?
With 22-6, I mean, it struggled, of course, and they'll look at it, you know, once Mo Watson went out. But 5-3 versus the top 50 RPI. Pretty good, man. I mean, sitting right there. It all depends on, you know, what happens, I think, tournament time. How deep they can get in the Big East tournament. See if they can up their seed potential.
Pascal. What a game he's had. 18 today.
And how about the balance for Villanova in scoring?
He also has 6 rebounds. Both free throws. Perfect. 73-60. Largest lead of the game for the national champions. Patton has not been a factor today for Creighton. Kyrie Thomas 3. And a timeout called by the Blue Jays as they cut the Villanova lead to 10. Kyrie Thomas trying to keep Creighton in it. Fires up from deep. Tonight, Premier Boxing Champions returns to Fox. Undefeated heavyweight champ Deontay Wilder defends his world title against unbeaten contender Gerald Washington. Plus, once beaten Tony Harrison takes on undefeated Jarrett Hurd for the 154-pound title. 2 huge matchups on Fox tonight at 8 Eastern. As we take a look at the game reset, Villanova with 2 timeouts, Creighton with 1. Here's a long pass to Josh Hart. Makes the catch on Searden, spins on him, and draws the foul. So Josh Hart will go to the line and shoot 2 free throws. With 1:24 left, Villanova up by 10.
How about the 6 players for Villanova with the majority of the minutes all scoring above 9 points? Balance is the key.
Hart with 10 points today. As Pascal returns, Brunson heads out. And the second one goes down. Good sign for Josh Hart to get his free throws to go. He has struggled at the line a little bit as of late. And a dive by Bridges finds Hart. Bam! What a play. Mikal Bridges making it happen. Hart with 13 now. Foster. Hart snatches it. And a foul as he brings it up the floor with a 1:02 remaining.
Gus, what makes a championship team? Well, the hustle right here. You kind of got the game in hand, but you never know. And you're still getting on the ground, creating opportunities. The senior Josh Hart able to be a recipient of an excellent hustle by Mikal Bridges.
Josh Hart. He's been having some trouble from the line over the last couple of games. He's a 77% free throw shooter. He was 0 for 4 against Butler. He's 1 for his last 7, as a matter of fact. Now he's thinking about it.
Yeah.
A minute to play. 76-63. Kyrie Thomas for 3. Bridges with the strong side rebound. With 48 seconds to go, and Creighton will back off. As they rise to their feet, final time. Jenkins, Hart will play in front of their home crowd. Reynolds did not play today on senior day because of the rib injury. 8 to shoot for Hart. He'll dial one up from deep. And hit it.
Why not for the senior?
Balance scoring for Villanova today. Pascal 19, Jenkins 15, Hart 16, Bridges 11, DiVincenzo 9, Brunson with 9, and Villanova will improve their record to 27-3. 14-1 at home, 14-3 in the Big East, and they clinch the outright Big East regular season title. And this Villanova senior class has never lost consecutive games. 79-63 the final. The national champions prevail once again for Jim Jackson and LaChina Robinson. This is Gus Johnson saying so long from the main line. You've been watching Fox College basketball, home of the Big East Tournament.